It's been reported yesterday that Galatasaray have sent an initial bid for Victor Osimhen, 50 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. We've heard he's now open staying with Galatasaray and he's actually agreed personal terms with the Turkish giants. Me personally, this one leaves a lot to be desired. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, yes, he played one season there and he did really well and he won the double and he scored almost 40 goals and they appreciated him. But the Turkish league is ranked number 9 in Europe for a reason, you know. When you even look at how the Turkish teams perform in Europe, it leaves a lot to be desired, you know. So when you think about the capabilities of this striker, someone that could play for the best teams in the world, you know, it just leaves a lot to be desired about Galatasaray. I also have an issue with Nigerian players and their agents. It seems like we have really lackluster agents, man. Like, what are these signings, man? What are these clubs, man? When you look at our players in general and the teams they're, you know, linked with, it just feels like the agents are not doing the best job possible, man. Osimhen should be having interest from all the clubs in the Premier League. Any big club that does not have a number 9 that they trust should be all over Victor Osimhen. If Arsenal can be trying to sign Madueke, then I don't want to hear anything about attitude or the way you live your life outside because a player likes to wear chains or dress nice. Because if that's what they're using to say Osimhen as attitude and this one, then it's nonsense. But it just leaves a lot to be desired. But I guess on the positive, he remains in Europe. He'll play in the Champions League next year. So let's see what can happen. But Galatasaray is still Galatasaray. No offense to the team. But Osimhen in his prime should not be playing for Galatasaray. I'm sorry at this point in time. But look, we'll support and we'll see how it goes. But it will be a shame because if Nigeria missed the World Cup now, this is a player that his reputation is not going to be as high as it ever was for Napoli. Because unfortunately, if you're not playing in top 5 leagues and particularly the Premier League or La Liga, you're not really in the, you know, the actual consciousness of fans that often. We could talk about watching Galatasaray games, but really and truly, how many are we watching like that? You know, we try here or there, but compared to like the Prem where we could really see you and you could show your talents, you know, it just leaves a bit more to be desired. But it seems like it will happen, so we wish him all the best anyway. Also, brighter Osayi-Samuel has completed a move from Fenerbahçe to Birmingham City on a free transfer. It's an interesting move as well. You know, he's just 27. I mean, when you move from Fenerbahçe, playing with Jose Mourinho, challenging for titles, to move to Birmingham City, who've just been promoted from League One to the Championship. It's an interesting move to say the least. Will it have an impact on his Super Eagles status as backup to Aina? We shall see. You know, the one positive I will say is that Birmingham City have a lot of money. You know, they've just signed the Celtic striker, Kyogo, the Japanese striker, and they're making a lot of moves where they're trying to sign players. They've just signed Demari Gray as well. So it looks like they're trying to really retool their team to make sure that they're able to either win the championship or at least make the playoffs. So I think Birmingham City will be one of the better teams if they can all gel well and do well because they have the money backing. Tom Brady is also a minority owner or majority, and he owns some stake in Birmingham City anyway, is the point. So let's see about that one. But I really don't like when our players move to championship teams or teams that, quote unquote, they're better than, you know, it just leaves a bit more to be desired. But who are we to complain? He was born and raised in England. No, he was born in Nigeria but raised in England, so maybe he just wants family comforts and they'll probably pay more money than maybe Fenerbahçe were paying him. I don't know. But watch this space. Also, more good news. Ola Aina has signed a 3-year contract extension with Nottingham Forest. I like this move. You know, he gets to play in Europe. You know, if Nottingham Forest can continue to retool, you know, they're about to use Anthony Elanga, but let's see who else they can bring in as a right winger. But if they can keep the core of their squad together, they've also signed the Brazilian striker Igor Jesus, who played well for Botafogo in the Club World Cup that's still going on. So I don't have too many complaints about this move. Could they have maybe played for a slightly better team? Maybe, but Nottingham Forest still finished 7th in the Premier League, you know, so let him put together another strong season, and by God's grace, maybe we'll even see him go to the World Cup if Nigeria can qualify. So no qualms about that move there. Also, I heard a few rumors about Arokodare going to Burnley or Burnley being interested, so watch this space. I don't have too much info for now, but I just saw the rumor somewhere. And also the same thing with Victor Boniface, and there's apparently interest from AC Milan, I think, but that one I haven't heard too many credible information yet, so watch this space. So that's it in terms of transfer news.